Pretty cool. Hey, what's up you guys? My name is Tyler Ruggie. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For today's video, I am finally introducing you guys to all of our crested geckos. You might be wondering, Tyler, since when have you had 40 crested geckos? I know. Kind of shocking considering I haven't really talked about them very much on my YouTube channel. If you follow me on like Instagram or TikTok, I might have posted a little bit about this on other places. What you guys should be aware of if you've been watching my videos long enough is a while back, probably about a year ago, or maybe more than that, I don't remember exactly when, but Maddie and I started breeding our crested geckos. We originally bred a few of the geckos we already had just to kind of get a feel for it and figure out the whole breeding process and raising the babies, just to get some experience first. We still have a couple of the original first geckos that we held back for a while. Basically, that went really well, and we decided we wanted to dive into kind of breeding really high quality geckos. There are a few different breeding projects we're currently working on, but basically what we ended up doing is over the last, I don't know, we were basically doing this throughout last year. We've been researching a lot and trying to find geckos that we really love, and we wanted to figure out different breeding projects we wanted to do. So just over the last year, basically, we've been stocking up on geckos. A lot of them are still really young and not breeding size yet, so we're still raising them up and figuring out which ones we're going to breed and just all that fun stuff. We have a few different pairs that we are currently pairing up, and we're gonna have some really cool babies available probably next year, depending how many we hold back, all that stuff. We have a couple babies technically still available now for sale. Another thing I want to mention before I get into actually showing you guys all of these geckos. We made an Instagram page that's dedicated to our breeding projects and our geckos in general. If we end up breeding anything else in the future, it will also probably land on this page. But our Instagram and Facebook page is Celestial Exotics. This is the name we're going by for our breeding company. And if you want to follow us on Instagram at Celestial Exotics or like us on Facebook, that would be really awesome. And over there we have pictures posted of a ton of our geckos. If you just go over there, you can see what geckos we have, any geckos we might have available. If any of you guys are interested in purchasing a gecko, then you can feel free to DM us over on that Instagram page, and we can let you know any geckos we have available or what our availability will be in the future. We're not currently shipping geckos out as it is 5 degrees outside as we speak. If you'd like, you can put a down payment on a gecko and we can hold it for you until the weather permits shipping. If you can meet us in the Metro Detroit area, we can also do a meetup sort of deal where we just hand the gecko off to you. That's currently what we're doing. But I just wanted to mention that we're not currently shipping, but you can still get information about that if you'd like to, if you DM us on our Instagram page. Also, with that being said, as I go through these geckos, you'll probably notice some of them will probably be fired up, some of them won't. Unfortunately, they look so much less impressive when they're not fired up, but since I'm literally about to introduce like 40 geckos to you guys, I can't make sure each of them are fired up before I show them to you. I don't have that much time on my hands. So hopefully some of them will be fired up and you'll get to have a really good feel for how awesome these geckos are. I want you guys to let me know which of these geckos are your favorites. Yeah, I'm gonna start off with showing you the geckos you're probably already aware of. So we're off to a great start because I'm gonna introduce you to Lance, who I can't find. He's in his enclosure, I promise. He just is really good at hiding and I don't feel like tearing it apart, but I will be showing you pictures of him at least. So Lance is my male pinstripe crested gecko, and he's the first crested gecko that I ever got. Really not much else to say. I'm actually not probably going to be breeding Lance this year. I just have other really cool geckos that I personally think would produce better geckos than I think Lance can. No offense to Lance, sorry, love you. But yeah, Lance, he's my first gecko. You guys have met him before on this channel. He's an OG. So then we have Luna. Luna is my female partial pinstripe crested gecko. You can see she's so close to being a full pinstripe, but she just has a break in her pinstripe right there. So she's a partial pinstripe. Again, you guys have met Luna. She's the second crested gecko I ever got. I bred Lance and Luna originally, and they did produce some really good geckos. Actually, I think the geckos they produced look better than either of them look. Luna, I am breeding this year. I'm going to show you Luna, I'm going to show you another female, and then I'm going to show you the male that I'm breeding both of them to. Trust me, some of these geckos get crazy. Like Luna is probably, again, one of our least impressive geckos. We have some really cool geckos. I'm just trying to build up suspense here, okay? Again, I love Luna. She's just not like, she's not the most impressive thing in the world, but I love her because she's just... So next up we have Lemon Drop. Lemon Drop is a female Harlequin crested gecko. Again, she's not really fired up, but when she is fired up, those brown parts of her turn really, really dark, and then it's just a really nice contrast. This is Zorro. He is my male quad stripe crested gecko. And Zorro is the male that I'm going to be breeding to Luna and Lemon Drop. Unfortunately, he's not fired up, but when he's fired up, he has the really cool contrast. He really darkens up very well. And I especially think him and Lemon Drop are going to make really awesome babies. It'll be interesting to see what he can produce with Luna. Next up, I'm going to be showing you probably the most impressive breeding group of Maddies. We're going to be starting off with the male, which is Kala. Kala is a lily white crested gecko, as you can tell. She is very white. Even when she fires up, she does not darken very much at all. One of my favorite geckos of Maddies, maybe my favorite, I don't know. She has a lot of really cool geckos, but he is just absolutely stunning. I'm going to be showing you the females we're pairing him with, and I'm just really excited to see what he produces. So then we have Aster. Aster is the female red extreme Harlequin, and she's one of the females we're pairing with Kala. I feel like I have to make this disclaimer, she is not fired up. But when she is, she has a really cool red on her sides, and she's a really incredible gecko. I also love her crests. They're nice and floppy. And then to finish off this breeding group, we have Poppy, who is a female red Harlequin. Any of you who watch Maddie's YouTube channel might already be aware of Poppy because Poppy is Maddie's first crested gecko. So now on to the next breeding group, we have Doom. Doom is a beautiful gecko. She's actually kind of fired up right now. Doom is an extreme Harlequin pinstripe, and yeah, she is just absolutely beautiful. I love the pattern on her dorsal and just the contrast. Again, it's amazing. The other female in this breeding group is Summit, who is a tricolor extreme Harlequin crested gecko. I really don't know what to say at this point. I mean, I feel like all of these geckos are really cool and unique in their own ways. She's really blotchy looking, which is really cool. Again, I love the bright white marks on her. She's just a really cool gecko. She tried to commit to the unalive, but she was not successful. Excuse me, what are you doing? The moment you've been waiting for, the male of this breeding group is Pinnacle, who is a partial pinstripe extreme Harlequin tricolor crested gecko. That's a mouthful. Pinnacle is, again, a really gorgeous gecko, has really cool white markings and contrast, and is just, I mean, I don't know, just like every other gecko I've been showing, they're all just so cool in their own way. So those are the three groups that we are currently breeding. So now we can move on to the rest of our geckos, which are essentially geckos that we are currently growing out. We might either not have a pair for them yet, or maybe they just aren't big enough to breed yet. So we have a bunch of geckos that we're growing out, kind of seeing how they develop as they age, and then we'll kind of pick different groups for them to breed in. This is Voodoo, a female pinstripe extreme Harlequin. I don't think the camera's gonna do her justice, but she just has like a really unique color and pattern. So then we have Xena, who's a female tricolor extreme Harlequin. And you can actually see back on her dorsal, she has a really dark spot. It almost looks like a speck of dirt, but it's just a random black mark. I think it's kind of cool though. Xena is absolutely stunning, and hopefully the camera's doing her justice, but her colors look absolutely amazing. Please, I'm simply trying to show your back. So this is Forrest. He is a male extreme Harlequin crested gecko, and we actually imported him from Germany. So he came a long way. He's absolutely crazy. I should say. I have no idea. I must have like woken him up and he's not quite sentient yet, but he's like absolutely insane, so I don't want to keep him out too long and push my luck. This is Solstice. He is a male extreme Harlequin tricolor crested gecko. He's also a bit skittish, so I'm trying to be cautious, but yeah, he's another very stunning Harlequin tricolor. We have a lot of stunning Harlequin tricolors. And then this is Oracle, a probable female tricolor extreme Harlequin. And she has just really stunning white that pops out. It's just really good looking. You can just see how crazy her pattern looks. Oh my god. Next up we have Valerian, who as of right now is unsexed, and Valerian is a lily white. So of course Valerian isn't quite as white as Kala is, but I still really appreciate the darkness on her and the contrast that that creates. And then we have Equinox, who's running away from me. Get back here, you little... Also unsexed and an extreme Harlequin tricolor. You're so cute, your little face. This is Soleil, an unsexed pinstripe Harlequin. And then this is Callisto, a probable female quad stripe. And she actually just shed, so she has a couple little pieces on her. There's one on my finger. This is Vega, an unsexed lily white. Vega's really cool. Lily whites in general are just really cool. Good thing I was prepared. Oh my gosh. This is Tempest, an unsexed quad stripe Harlequin crested gecko. I don't know why I'm specifying crested gecko, because that's all I'm showing, but anyways. And then this is Chaos, a probable male pinstripe white wall, and he gets his name because he is an absolute maniac. He's very calm right now. He really is not showing us his true colors. This is Pollux. He's a male extreme Harlequin, and he is the male that we paired with Luna and Poppy last year. This is Neo, a male pinstripe white wall. Pretty cool. This one's Daisy, my female extreme Harlequin tricolor. And again, she's not fired up, so she doesn't look as cool as she could. And then this one is a probable male extreme Harlequin partial pinstripe. His name is Ganondorf, which is absolutely just silly because he's the tiniest little guy ever, and Ganondorf is quite the name. The issue is I'm really bad at naming things. Like, I feel like I come up with good names usually, but I'm so indecisive when it comes to naming things, especially my pets. Like, I'll literally have things that are unnamed for months because I just can't decide on anything. I just decided it would be a cute idea to name a couple of the geckos after Nintendo characters. So the last one, as you know, is Daisy because Nintendo, you know, Daisy. And then, yeah, this one I just decided on Ganondorf. So yeah, this is Ganondorf. So those are some of the geckos that we're kind of waiting to grow to breeding size and see what we like and what we're going to work with. What that leaves us with is the babies that we have already produced. So I'm gonna show you the few babies we still have left that are for sale from a while ago. So after that, we can finally wrap it up. I know this was a really long-winded video, but I talk a lot and it's hard for me to sit down and show you 40 geckos without making it like a 20-minute long video. This is Prindle. Prindle is a female partial pinstripe Harlequin. Once again, Prindle is for sale. So if you're interested, make sure to message Celestial Exotics on Instagram. Yes, he's named Prindle after The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. If you get the reference, then love that. Then we have Squilliam, a male partial pinstripe Harlequin, and he is so close to being a full pinstripe. You can see there's just the tiniest break in his pinstripe. So he's technically a partial pinstripe, but he was close. You almost made it. And he is, like I said, he is for sale. So if you're interested in Squilliam, HMU. Also a male partial pinstripe Harlequin. His name is Turbo because he's also kind of crazy. So he's available. And honestly, he's not the craziest gecko ever. He's calmed down a little bit as he's gotten bigger, but when he was a little hatchling, he was absolutely insane. So yeah, he has mellowed out a little bit, but just know he still will want to do that. So those are all the geckos from before that we still have available. We have all the babies that we hatched in 2020. So those are babies from 2020, and we're just keeping them and having them grow up a little bit so we can kind of get a better idea of how they're gonna turn out. And then we'll probably have some of those available later this year. Other than that, those are pretty much all of our crested geckos. Again, let me know which of the geckos are your favorites. I am dying to know. I'm sure it's gonna be really hard to pick. You can give me like a top 3 if you have to, but I'm curious which ones were your favorites. If you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. If you are new here, make sure to check out my Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. All those things will be down in the description below. Also, make sure to follow at Celestial Exotics on Instagram and on Facebook. Those will also be linked down below so you can have updates on our breeding projects, geckos we have available, and if you're interested in buying a gecko, you can message us. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.